Is it over? Well, this looks so weird with the remastered version. Let's go. Let's go back to our time. Right, Square Enix had to put time travel in this game when it was already, like, didn't have a focus. Shut up, just calm down and think where we have to go. Zell, why are you doing the Titus March? Careful, guys, don't pick the wrong time. Whatever you do, don't fall into the time warp. This looks so weird with the updated models. Time, place, who I want to be with. I want to go there, where Squall and I promised. They call that the Promised Meadow in Dissidia. Squall. Squall, let's go home. Where are you? Where am I? Squall, where are you going? Oh, hey, there's Squall as a child. I'm gonna find Sis. Squall. Oh, Adea. This is, Matron? Oh, the orphanage. Excuse me, have you seen a little boy? You don't have to worry, the boy won't go anywhere. This is basically them in the Squall in the past. I think so too, poor thing, because obviously this is Adea, or Matron, when she was younger, and that was Squall, so, you know. You're alive? Oh, hey, Ultimacia. The sorceress? Yes, Matron. Yeah, she'll possess you! I come from the future! We defeated her. Matron, stand back. It's okay. There's no more need to fight words. That sorceress is just looking for someone to pass her powers onto. Yeah, it's the chain of the sorceresses. They have to pass on. In order to die in peace, the sorceress must be free of all her powers. I know, for I am one too. I shall take over that sorceress's powers. I do not want one of my children to become one. This does give us some context on why Adea becomes it. I can't disappear yet. Matron! Thus explaining why the sorceress was out to kill us. Is this the end? Most likely. You called me Matron. Who are you? A seed. A seed from Balam Garden. Seed? Garden? Both garden and seed were your ideas. Garden trains seed. Seeds are trained to defeat the sorceress. What are you saying? You're that boy from the future. Matron. Please return. You do not belong here. I can't find Sis. Don't you know the time travel rule that there can't be two of one person at the same timeline? Am I all alone? Who's he? Nobody. You don't need to know. Yeah, if you say my name, then Squall will die. The only Squall permitted here is you. Well, you just kind of gave it away by saying the only Squall, but... Do you know where to go back to? Do you know how? Not really, dude. I fell into a space-time continuum and I don't know how to get back. Will you be alright by yourself? I'll be alright, matron. Man, Squall's character arc is one of the best in Final Fantasy. Because I'm not alone. He took the whole game, but character arc fulfilled. I'm not alone. I mean, this isn't really his fulfillment, but this is like him saying, like, hey, he's not alone. If I call out, they will answer. Where is everyone? Zell, Selfie, Quistis, Irvine, Renoa. Who cares about Irvine? Just the others. Am I alone? Renoa, I want to hear your voice. Which way do I go? I can't make it back alone. This in a way symbolizes Renoa. I can't really talk now. I'm gonna save it all for the credits. The text is going so fast. I don't even have the ×3 speed on. Am I all alone again? Where am I? I don't know, you're in the void about to die, probably, because you told Matron that you're Squall? And there was the younger Squall? Oh no! I hope this doesn't affect my, YouTube video. I haven't tried uploading Eyes on Me, so we'll have to see how this goes. Man, you hear the sound of Squall's belts. It's crazy. Also, this looks like a bad ending that we got. Squall just dies by not being remembered and falling off that cliff. This is truly cursed, ruining one of my favorite images of Renoa, by the way. Oh, well, this is, I hate this. Because I love that portrait of Renoa, but this just ruins it. She's apparently a Skrull from the Captain Marvel movie. Yo, the game is having a seizure right now. Oh yeah, it's Squall's death, and this is all a figment of his imagination. Just like my theory suggested. Not my theory, but the theory I agree with. Game, are you okay? Did it make me look at Renoa differently? This is like what happens when my capture card has a seizure and starts messing up the videos. There is a semi-good example, or not example. There's a semi-explanation for this, by the way. As crazy and weird as it looks, there is a, it's not a good one. There's an explanation for it. Not in the game, but you kind of gotta read between the lines a bit. Oh, she's back. But no, I had this nightmare where I saw you in a very, very... Oh, please don't... Eyes on me. Please don't copyright my video.
Same old songs, just once more. My last night here with you. Maybe yes, maybe no.
Squall is dead. You were too late.
I kind of lied it your way. How you shyly placed your eyes on me. Did you ever know that I had mine on you?
Oh, the promised meadow.
Darling, so there you are, with that look on your face, as if you never heard, as if you never done. Shall I be the one for you, who pinches
Get out of here, Cypher. No one cares for you. Alright, this is pretty heartwarming. I don't give a squat about Cypher, but, you know, seeing him with Fusion and Raijin is nice. Yeah, classic Cypher. I still don't care for Cypher, though, but, you know, it is really neat to see them together. Yeah, classic Raijin kicking I said that wrong. Classic Fusion kicking Raijin. Cypher laughing, something I never thought I'd see. Dude, Cypher in the FMVs looks like someone from The Incredibles. He kind of reminds me of Syndrome from The Incredibles in the FMV cutscenes.
So let me come to you, close as I wanna be,
Oh, my boy.
close enough for me to feel
Poor Laguna, man.
beating fast and stay there as I whisper.
This is the only time you see Laguna and Rain in FMVs. There should have been more with them. Specifically Laguna.
Did you ever know that I had mine on you?
Oh, there's him proposing.
So share with me.
I mean, Rain's dead, but it's going back to he's remembering, you know, he's remembering Rain and all.
Your tears, if you're holding back, are pain, if that's what it is.
And then the game doesn't properly explain this, but they get married and have a child named Squall, and have to send him to an orphanage.
Tracks and the past. Just reach me out there. You will know that you are not dreaming.
That's enough to make me cry. I really like Laguna, man.
Darling,
Squall and Renoa are great, but Laguna is my favorite character in this game. Yeah, there's Rain's grave, because we were told that Rain died from an S-Star attack.
as if you never
Oh, hey, Alone. Classic Balam Garden. Dude, I can't believe the garden flies. That's ridiculous, man. Oh, the world of FF8. It's a wild one, definitely. Okay. Okay. I'm not gonna make this too long. We're done. Yeah. Over 10th, 100 and something, however many times I played this game. Playthrough of FF8 is done. Man. First, the ending. I know the ending, it looks a little weird. Let's just... You gotta roll with it. If you've been watching the playthrough or just watching FF8's story, you know that I even admitted it. I check out towards the end of Disc 3 and Disc 4. Like, I get the gist of it. Like, oh, Ultimacia comes from the future. They have to go kill her in the future to kill her and stop her and stop this loop of sorceresses and stuff. But I check out. I don't think about it too much because, man, it hurts my head and I just, like, don't like to think about it. I'm just like, roll with it, dude. But that ending, it was just basically showing, like, you know, Squall got lost in time. And if you remember, with the final mission, Laguna, as cheesy as it sounds, Laguna said that you have to believe in your friend's existence and you will find your way back. So that was basically showing Squall thinking he was alone and having to... Not alone the person, by the way. Squall thinking he was by himself and having to remember his friends to get back. So, that's the explanation. It's weird, but... That's the connection there. Ending's okay, you know. Ending's like, you know, I don't know. It's not like a good ending, but it's not a bad ending. It's an ending. It's an ending. I kind of wish we saw more of the other characters. I mean, we're getting this. This is really cool. I like this. What we're getting in the credits right now, this is amazing. Making like a documentary of everything. This is kind of what I was talking about. And as you can see, Selphie's wearing Irvine's hat, which kind of indicates that Selphie and Irvine are an item. I don't know what Selphie sees in him, but I'm happy for her, I guess. And there's Zell about to kill himself with a bunch of hot dogs. Classic, yeah. I'm gonna talk about the game after this. I want to watch this. I like this. Help! Zell's dying! Get the CPR. Or do CPR, whatever. Once this is done, I will talk about the game a little bit more. Classic. Oh, was that Angelo? I think that was Angelo in the background. Kiss! Do it! Do it! You won't! Kiss! Do it right now! Do it! They don't do it. But man, I wish they did. There's something else, by the way. Let's talk more about the game. FF8 is, it's an adventure. It's a good game. I like it. I like FF8. It's my, well, remake came out, so, it's my third favorite Final Fantasy, honestly. I like it. It's a good game. It's got problems. It's not perfect. But I like it. If you're along for the ride, it's a journey. Let's talk about the game a little bit. I don't dislike the junction system. I actually think the junction system is really interesting. I really like the concept of, like, you know, building your characters the way you want to, and, like, it really just makes you think a lot. I like the concept. The things I hate about the junction system are things like your magic is worthless, basically. For good magic uses, you have to rely on an enemy having the magic and stock casting it, but that only happens so many times. So, most of the time, magic is just meant to hoard to raise your stats, which, I don't know, it's not very Final Fantasy-like. Final Fantasy is supposed to have, like, a magic attack balance, but you can't really take advantage of that in this game, so that's very unfortunate. The limit breaks are amazing, though. I do like the limit breaks. I kind of wish the limit breaks were easier to use. Like, I wish there was, like, I missed the limit meter of FF7, honestly. But how they were done in this game was okay. I mean, yeah, it's basically all I have to say. The gameplay, you know, it's good. It's fine. It's a little easy, but, you know, it'd be that way. Triple Triad, best minigame. Honestly, Triple Triad is, like, one of the best things about this game. I love FF8 having a card thing. Like, everyone plays this game. Like, this isn't just some, like, game that some people play. Everyone in the universe plays this game, and it's just really, really cool how they implemented that. And how there are different rules. Some of the rules suck, but how there are many different rules and regions, it's really nice. By the way, we're getting a little thing. I want to watch this really quick. So, it's like how I talk about... I'm gonna actually wait for this. Man, that pose is so iconic. Kiss! Do it! Come on, kiss! You don't kiss. Or you do, maybe. Off screen. Oh, cowards! Cowards! I knew it, but they don't even show it. Dude, if they could show Varro and Zoe kissing, they could show these two kissing. Come on. I'm trying to think. There are barely any JRPGs that actually show a kiss scene. Forbidden West is not a kissing. Forbidden West is not a JRPG, but that's the only example I could think of of a game that actually shows two characters kissing and you don't get like a zoom out. Alright, they do kiss, but I wish we saw it. The end. What a game. What was I saying? Triple Triad? You know how I talk about Blitzball and I'm like, hey, Blitzball is a really neat thing in the universe? Like, I think Blitzball is a, neat thing in the world of FF10, but the minigame itself sucks. Triple Triad is like Blitzball, except it's fun to play, too. Like, Triple Triad is a fun minigame to play. It's also a fun game in the universe. Blitzball has one of those points, but not the other. But Triple Triad has both, making it the best minigame of, honestly, of ever. For me, personally. I love it. I adore it. The one thing I feel like this game fails at is the characters. I love Squall and Rinoa. I think Squall and Rinoa's relationship and their love story is really, really nice. I also love Squall's development. Squall's character arc is one of the best in Final Fantasy. Like, seeing him, you know, he starts off as like an emo, edgy teen, really unlikable. It's really hard to like Squall in the early game, but then seeing him, you know, he has a reason for being this way because, like, you know, his sis alone left him and he's afraid of being alone and afraid of getting too attached and eventually, like, those people not being in his life forever. So it's really, it's nice development. It's so, like, pronounced throughout the game. Seeing him become a leader, like, I know a lot of people forced a leader role to him, but seeing him become a leader in, like, Disc 2, learning to, like, trust other people, and then eventually learning to, like, he's learning about love with Rinoa and everything, like, when he starts to miss her in Disc 3, it's really nice to watch. I like Squall's development a lot. It's really, really good. Rinoa is another great character. She's really good. Really nice compliment to Squall, you know, being that one person to try to break him out of his shell a little bit. But that's about it. Of the main 6, Squall and Rinoa are just the only ones that, like, the game actually gives development to. Zell and Selphie, they have their moments. Like, Selphie more. Selphie's pretty hilarious where her whole, like, blown to smithereens. I make a meme out of it in many other playthroughs. But, other than Zell and Selphie's, like, one-trick pony, like, one-dimensional, they're very one-dimensional. Like, they have one thing about them that's, like, okay, it's funny sometimes, but it gets old. Like, Selphie had a good moment in, like, Trabia Garden where, like, in Missile Base, actually, not Trabia Garden, in Missile Base, where she was, like, worried about her garden being destroyed, but they didn't elaborate on that. Zell also had this really neat thing about, like, Zell had a neat thing about, like, Squall having to trust him with, like, the end of Disc 2, I think. And just seeing Squall, like, look up to Zell, like, Zell, I'm counting on you, all that. But they didn't elaborate on that, which is really unfortunate. And then the last two, Quistis and Irvine, they're just, like, there's nothing there with them. Specifically Irvine. I don't care for Irvine. Irvine's just, like, a womanizer, but they don't really do much with him. He likes Selphie, which is obvious throughout the game, but who cares when I don't care about Irvine? again with Irvine, they had this moment where they were gonna kill the sorceress. They had this thing where Irvine like has this really confident exterior, but in the inside, he's really nervous about trying to kill the sorceress. They didn't elaborate on that. Quistis, I don't know what her deal is. I guess with Quistis, it was like in when they revealed the plot twist, I guess they wanted to make her like a secondary love interest to Squall, but they didn't really elaborate on that. So very, very unfortunate on how they did the other four. Like honestly, I just, other than Squall and Renoa of the six, I just can't connect with any of them, and that's very unfortunate. Other characters, I love Laguna. Laguna's great. He's probably my favorite character in the game. I really love his backstory. I love how he like fell in love with Rain. I love his relationship with Kiros and Ward. I also love how he wants to like, you know, how he's going out of his way to find Alone and stuff. His development from like being a Garbadian soldier who's really clumsy with leg cramps and eventually just leaning back. It's really good. Laguna's a great character. Honestly, I would even say he's the best character in this game. The others, it's just who cares? Like Cypher, who cares about Cypher? Cypher's like a whatever villain. They tried with him, but they didn't do much. And the villain is Ultimatia's just like whatever. She barely gets any screen time, so I can't really resonate with her either. Yeah, as you could tell, Squall and Renoa and Laguna carry this game for me. I would even say Kiros and Ward are good too, but they're really only good with like Laguna because of the relationship. But also Alone was a pretty neat character because of her connection to Laguna. Basically, I'm gonna put it like this. If the game had centered, I feel like I would like the game more if it's centered on Laguna, Rain, Alone, and like Kiros and Ward. If the game focused more on like the dream sequence characters, I would like it more. I just find them more interesting than the 6 seeds, or Renoa's not a seed, but you get what I'm trying to say. I would find it much more interesting. I was much more, if anything, I was much more connected with them than I was the original 6. Except Squall and Renoa, I was connected with them. But as a group, I was much more connected to like Laguna, Kiros, Ward, Alone, whatever you would call them. I was much more connected to them than I was to Squall, like not Squall and Renoa, but like the seeds. And I guess the game wanted to have teenagers, you know, because Final Fantasy, they try to make younger characters, but still, they didn't do it for me. Other than Squall and Renoa, it's very, very unfortunate. Really quickly, I just want to take a standout. The music is phenomenal in this game. This is my favorite Final Fantasy soundtrack. Honestly, one of my favorite OSTs, period. The final boss track is amazing. I love Fisherman's Horizon. Balam Garden is really good. Triple Triad's theme is good. It's just all around great. I can't think of a single FF8 track. I'm just like, oh, this sucks. They're all amazing. The last thing I want to talk about is the story. The story in this game isn't really like, you know, it's got moments where it's like, oh, it's actually like pretty interesting. It takes a bit to start up, but then I really feel like the story of like, I really like the Battle of the Gardens, like the war between Garbadia and Balam. I know war is like a common used thing, but I think the story was like, it had a pretty good start, but then it gets weird. It gets weird when you get to disc 3 and you get to like the space stuff, and it's like, okay, I get it. Like, I get why. Like, I get this is just showing Squall wanting to save, because Renoa gets possessed by Ultimacia. So this is showing Squall wanting to just, you know, rescue the one he loves. But it's just too weird, man. S-Star is cool, but it's just so whack. They add like a time compression to this game. It's really, really weird. I'm not saying I hate the story. It's just like, it's hard to, I guess, go with it. I just go with it. It's hard to like really find a place to appreciate it. But, you know, the story's fine. The theme of the story, I would say, is it's a love story. It's just a love story between Squall and Renoa, and it's like a journey for Squall to open up. If you focus on that, then the story I consider really good, honestly. If you don't resonate with Squall or Renoa, you're not gonna like this story. Like, that's it. It's just Squall and Renoa. They're the only ones you could possibly connect with. And Laguna, but Laguna's not really in much of the game. If you can't resonate with Squall and Renoa, then the story's not for you. It's not gonna work. But if you could find, like, if you find Squall's arc good, which I do, then yeah, I'd say the story it's worth it for the wild ride, just for that alone, personally. But you know, everyone's different, and I can understand why people hate this story. I do. I can't hate the story, but I can understand why people do. I will say it's really interesting. The thing about the sorceress is it's a really neat thing, like, oh, how there's a sorceress in every single timeline, and how everyone has like a knight, and Cypher was like the knight to Ultimacia to rival Squall. They had some really neat themes going. But it's just like, again, the story didn't do enough. There are a lot of plot holes in this game. The ending itself, you never know what happens, like, with the whole... I've heard people say, like, that the world's in, like, a never-ending loop or something like that. I don't even want to think about it. The game never outright reveals Squall is Laguna's son. That gets me so annoyed. If you don't talk to Kyros and Ward on the Ragnarok, you'll never know Squall's father. I really wish Squall and Laguna had that chance to talk. Even if you talk to Laguna, he's like, hey, we'll talk, man. But nah, they don't get to talk ever again after the briefing. I wish they had more time to talk, Laguna and Squall. I wish they had more moments to talk, basically. I really do. Like, that's a missed opportunity to me. But yeah, the last thing I want to talk about is the plot twist. It's dumb. Straight up, it's dumb. GFs being used to forget things, it's stupid, it's really idiotic. I hate the way they do that. It's just like, oh, you put on this GF, but you have to lose your memories. Like, I don't like it. It just seems like a really whack excuse to try and get the characters this connection of like, oh, we were all at the orphanage. I think it could have been done well, but it wasn't done well. It could have been done well and been like, okay, these characters all knew each other. They could have had more build up to it. A better reason than GFs being the reason to forget. Like, I get it. People forget childhoods, but the fact that people for, like, I don't know, GFs in general, just wiping existence, I find that really stupid. Like, even if the way the game explained it, I just find it a very, very dumb plot device. It just seemed like the game's way of, like, trying to force these characters to, like, have that sort of history together, which, they could have done that a lot better, I think, and they didn't do it well in this game. But, yeah. Even without my nostalgia, I enjoy FF8. Honestly, I give it, like, I don't know, 8 out of 10? Maybe a 7.5 out of 10? I really enjoyed this game. I know I'm talking a lot of flaws about it, but the stuff I enjoy, I really enjoy. And it's not a perfect game. You could do so much worse. There are worse Final Fantasy games out there. I don't think FF8 is the worst one. I like this one more than the original FF7, honestly. And I probably like it more than FF9. I'm not sure. When I play FF9 again, I'll be able to confirm that. But, I like this one more than OG FF7, honestly. Like, I'm just like, it's a good game. I don't think it's a perfect game. It's flawed, but it's a good game if you're willing to, if you resonate with Squall and Renoa, then I think you'll enjoy it, definitely. It's a really nice love story, I think. But, yeah. This is basically the end of the playthrough. I'm gonna have one more video, of Omega Weapon. I am gonna fight him. I might need some time to prepare. I'm not sure how long it'll take, but I will do it. I will try my best to do it. If I don't do it, then, it's not the end of the... But I'll do it eventually. It's just one fight. I'll do it. But I don't know. I'll probably stream this when I stream another game, but we'll see how that pans out. But yeah, those of you watching, hope you all enjoyed this return trip to FF8. I certainly did. I really wanted to get this playthrough done because I wasn't comfortable with my remastered playthrough. My mic was not nearly as good as it is now, so now I can honestly, like, this could be the perfect send-off. I will probably return to this game, honestly. I would even, like, if I were to ever speedrun a game, I would probably speedrun this game. I think I can do it. I'm really knowledgeable at the game. I can play it really well. I think I could probably speedrun this game. I'm not promising a speedrun, but if I were to ever speedrun a JRPG, I'd probably look no further than FF8. So, yeah. But yeah, if I ever do play this game on the channel, on my own time, yeah, I'll definitely return to this game. But, if I ever were to play this game on the channel, it would probably be like a challenge something, like skipping all the cutscenes, just a challenge, or like a speed run. But yeah, that's not likely. But, I've got other Final Fantasy games to play. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this return trip to FF8. After the next Tales game, it'll already start uploading by the time this hits YouTube. 10-2. 10-2 is going to be the next Final Fantasy we do. I'm very excited for that. Confirmed, no change in my mind. I'm doing 10-2 next. I would say it's probably going to start sometime in May. I don't know how long this next Tales game is because I've never played it. But assuming Tales game's length, probably May we'll be playing 10-2. Maybe late April, we'll see. But yeah, thank you all for watching this playthrough. Tomorrow we'll do, I don't know, Forbidden West tomorrow. I think Monday we're going to be starting that Tales game. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.